Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the fourth session in our 5-Minute Fridays video series, where we've teamed up with our partners at signNow to bring you relevant content and stories around the platform that goes beyond e-signatures and helps you to automate your document processes to increase your organization's productivity. So again, I'm so excited to be back with you. Again, my name is Stephanie Baskerville. I am the content writer here at ProServe IT. And once again, joining me on the line is Jordan Hofnagel, signNow's Senior Partner Marketing Manager, pardon me. Jordan, happy to be back with you and talking a little bit more about signNow.
Yes, thank you.
So a reminder, folks, that although signNow does help organizations in over 100 industries, for the first 5 episodes of this series, we are focusing on our friends over in the education sector. So last week, we talked a little bit about the teachers and how they're finding value in signNow's platform. This week's video, we also wanted to delve a little bit more into another use case that seems kind of relevant and important kind of during these unprecedented times of COVID-19, and that is the journey of the coach. And coaching has also changed quite a bit over the past few months. Teams are not able to practice together or attend workouts together or things like that. So I would imagine that, if I were a coach, I'd be feeling a little maybe disconnected from my players at this point. So, we wanted to kind of address that in today's video. So Jordan, let's dive right in here. Kind of how are some coaches using signNow to kind of keep those players engaged and accountable?
Yeah, we actually have a case study about a high school football coach who is using signNow to help keep his players engaged and accountable, even remotely. So Coach John realized that his players were no longer going to be able to meet in person and train as a team. And so his goal was to keep them motivated and accountable, to keep them working out until they could return as a team. And who knows how long that was going to be. So signNow allowed him to track the progress of more than 70 student athletes and really maintain that momentum of, off-season training, or I guess it's still off-season.
For sure. So it kind of sounds to me like then Coach John is using signNow in a similar way to the teacher, the first grade teacher in our last video. He's using signNow to send his players their workout schedules, having them sign off that they're doing them, that they're completing them, like that kind of thing.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly it.
Wow. So I mean, I think we do want to kind of return to some sort of normalcy at some point, So when that happens and teams go back to practicing in person, I mean, is there a place for signNow once that resumes, or once in-person things resume?
Yeah, that's definitely the plan. So Coach John, as you mentioned, was easily able to digitize those workout plans and send them to his many student athletes, and then track each of their progress with, their completed forms, their audit trails, and organizing folders for athletes. So it definitely helped him to organize in one place per athlete and stay on top of that. And really stay connected that way remotely. But that organization is still going to be key, even if they are in person. But the fillable fields options like open text or drop-down menus, that also helped to increase and track the players' engagement. And it was like self-reflection on how engaged am I, how committed am I? And that really helps them to stay in line with their training goals, but also keeping it really individualized for that, strong connection between the coach and player. So that's been very valuable to the team building and kind of the rapport between the coaching staff and the students. So, there are plenty of disturbances in training, even without social distancing mandates. So summer break or holiday breaks, vacations, things like that. So there are consistently times where they're not able to meet in person with the old normal. So in the new normal, whatever that might be, they're really going to continue to need those individual training plans, those team training plans, so that they can stay connected, stay organized, and really use signNow as that digital means of making that connection, and individually staying connected with each student athlete as well.
Interesting. I hadn't really thought about that use case, for the summer, the summer breaks and things like that. That's fascinating as well, and it's nice to see that the players can stay on track and keep engaged, even if they are returning to in person at some point. It's interesting to see that progression for sure. So let's talk a little bit about some of the results that Coach John is seeing with signNow. I mean, obviously, he's definitely being able to keep on track and keep a log of what each student is doing and stuff like that. But is he hearing from any of his students on this, like how they're kind of dealing with this new approach, or how they're liking this new approach, or if they are liking the new approach?
Yeah, definitely. So, signNow has, from the coaching perspective, has helped to close that distance between the coaches and the players. And, from both perspectives, helped to maintain that sense of team accountability, which used to be delivered in person. But the students really love that they get these new workouts every week from their coach. They feel that sense of connection. They're looking forward to it. Regardless of where they're able to execute on those, workout plans. And they like the visibility that it gives their coaches that they are executing, their teammates, are executing. And they also like that, it's a very intuitive user interface for those players and parents, but they can also, edit and sign from anywhere with their mobile device, because let's face it, high school students, that mobile device is always in their hand. So, it's a matter of making it easy and accessible for them to use. And they don't have to have a signNow account. So there's no, slowdowns or blockers or pretty much any excuse for these high school students to be completing the forms for their coach and team.
It's interesting, there's been so many points that you just made there that were really awesome actually about this. And I think one that I think as well is that the idea about the team accountability and being able to kind of be together as that team, even though they are separated from social distancing, and being able to maybe even like kind of see how their teammates are doing and that kind of thing. And of course, you mentioned the mobile device too, which is definitely important, I'm sure. It's also interesting that again, it's that, similar to last week's case study, it's like giving that parental oversight into what their kids are doing and the workouts that they're doing and things like that, and being able to, to help them really kind of be involved with their kids' training and stuff as well. It's so fascinating for sure. Awesome. So Jordan, I want to say thanks again for joining me today, and I hope that everybody on the line watching learned a little bit more about the signNow platform and maybe explored that art of the possible for their own organization. And of course, I'd like to extend the invitation to join Jordan and I next Friday as we go into our fifth and final 5-minute Friday session for the education sector. And we're going to kind of go a little bit international next week and talk a little bit about an institution in Italy who's actually using signNow in a very unique way. So you definitely don't want to miss that. You want to join us. In the meantime, though, if you do want to chat with us about signNow, you can always reach out to us, cloud@proserveit.com, and we will definitely get that conversation started with you. But until next Friday, I will say take care and stay safe, and we'll chat then.